Little sister, before you start your journey, I want you to remember where we met. At the junction of loon sound and harmonica trill, where soft green pines push up out of white quartzite hills, where lake water turns to mountain, but the line between them shifts with every lick of the tide. Remember how lake water squelched into the voids we carved with our canoe paddles, and how, day one, during my lesson on lighting the stove, we all suddenly caught the odor of my burning hair. For us, it was the space between summer and another school year, that awkward tension between being called your leader and drowning in the pressure to be the role model that you deserve. Remember the dawn when we climbed our tallest peak. We fell behind the others when you felt the oppressive weight of long days, sore muscles, and recent goodbyes. You told me your fears. I told you I didn't know if I could make you less afraid, but that I knew you'd make it, and I didn't mind missing the sunrise. I had to push the words out over halting breaths and over panting breaths and halting insecurity, but it was worth it to see how they tasted, if only so you knew I was still on the path behind you. Remember after we came out of the woods when we were bobbing in a blacklit basement with a couple of beer cans attached to awkward bodies, and you told me, "You're like the big sister I never had." Remember how we created the new branches of our family tree out of green pea cords soldered around our wrists, and whether we were in high heels or hiking boots with made-up faces or unshaved legs, whichever world we chose to juggle, sisterhood was looped around our limbs because we put it there. Sister, we were both meant to blaze our own blueprints, dance our own directions. I spent 19 years mapping their expectations onto my skin as precise as spider webs. But now, I tiptoe barefoot around my self-image so that you know to be more gentle with yours. Now, I break out into spontaneous pirouettes because you notice that I always stand in fourth position. Now, when I feel like there's a canoe balancing on my sternum, pinching the flow of air to my lungs like I'm drowning on land, you are my breath of fresh air, little sister. I will draw you a map of your failures, with a contour line for every challenge, so that you will always remember how you got from that valley to this peak, but I will not tell you where to go next. I only hope that your journey takes the form of some lopsided daisy, because that will mean that on every leg of your journey, no matter how long, you made a stop in the middle to come home, where we fought the chipmunks who stole our dried papaya and sipped cocoa out of peanut butter jars as the sun set over the lake. Sister, I want you to look down at the pea cord on your wrist and remember that home can be wherever you make it, and you will always have a refuge in me.